It's no secret that what we feed our dogs is really important, because in the later stages of their life, this can mean if they're really healthy or they're deteriorating over time, and it all depends on the food that we're feeding them. If you're here today, then you're obviously curious on what are some of the best foods that you could feed your dog. Now, these are affordable kibbles that I have found, and I'm gonna relay all the ingredients to you. What you're putting inside of your dog is what you could be getting out of your dog. If your dog is unfocused, they're not trainable, they're just not listening to you, they're rowdy, they're anxious, a lot of this stuff can tie back to what you're feeding them, and this is why I want to go over this video with you. So why not get started? Let's go. So I was going through all these articles and blogs saying what is the best dog food out there, and dozens of them were saying this one is the best dog food, that one's the best dog food, and they all have their different beliefs on what are the great ingredients to have. And all in all, I summed it down to Dog Food Advisor. Now, I'm not sponsored by this company. I don't have no affiliation with them, but I do agree with the list that they have going on. And today I want to show you some of the foods that I picked out of their list. When it comes to dog food, how I think of it is I like to have the best ingredients at the top, usually is a type of protein, and then so on and so forth. You can mix your carbs in there, but they have to be a little bit, down the list. If they start off with the carb, then I'm thinking that dog food is just not great to start off with, because it's mostly just filler stuff. Now, this is the 5 foods that I have chosen off of their list. So I skipped this one and I went to Red Barn grain-free dry dog food. But this one I have found has been really good is because it has 3 dry recipes in it. And it's mostly turkey, chicken, chicken meal, duck meal, turkey meal. And this is a kibble. The protein percentage is 31%. And as we go to their actual recipe over here, you can see this is where you could get it. Again, I'll put a link in the description, but let's go to their actual ingredients inside there. Let me click off of this. Now, the ingredients, you can see it has turkey, chicken, chicken meal, duck meal, turkey meal, sweet potato, lentils, garbanzo beans, potato peas, chicken fat. As you can see at the top ingredient, this is what I like to see, turkey at the very top. Now, there is a bunch of stuff in here, and a lot of this stuff is questionable. You have to do your research on every single one of them. But the less ingredients, the better. And you can see they have a feeding guide, and then they have a Red Barn Promise. My face is huge on the screen right now. So that's the reason why I chose this. Again, this is not in the exact order of what I think is the best to worst. These are just the top 5 that I have found. Okay, now moving on to the next one on their list, which it's called Chicken Papatui, a Pup Above Whole Food Cubies. And the reason why I like this is 4 dehydrated recipes covered in this. And also the breakdown is 33% protein, 21% fat, and 38% estimated carbs. Main ingredients are chicken, chicken heart, sweet potato, barley, and oat. See how it starts with chicken, the protein, as the number 1 ingredient, which is very important. Now, the percentage, obviously, I already went over this, 33%, and this is best for adult dogs. Now, let's go ahead and look at this website where you could go ahead and get this. Now, this website, if we go to the ingredients, let's click and zoom in. Just trying not to get my face all huge on the screen. Now, these are 4 different foods right here, but I'm going to go over to this bottom yellow one right here where it says chicken, chicken liver, sweet potatoes, chicken bone broth, rice, apples, spinach, kale, turmeric, thyme, parsley, minerals, calcium carbonate, potassium chloride, sodium. You can see the top ingredients is chicken liver. Liver itself is really good. It has a lot of stuff in there that's really positive for the body. If it's good for us, then it's obviously good for the dogs as well. Sweet potatoes is another carb that they have in there. And the guaranteed analysis is something that I really appreciate right here. Crude protein, 12%, fat, 5%, and it gives you an actual breakdown of the guaranteed analysis. Moving on to the next one, which is Taste of the Wild. Now, I've put this in my last one, and it still remains on this one, on this list. I put it on my last list of the best 5 kibbles, and it still stays. It has 9 dry recipes, which is really good. The majority of its meat protein from fresh buffalo, as well as both chicken and lamb meals. Okay, so the main ingredients: buffalo, lamb meal, chicken meal, sweet potatoes, and peas. I want that main ingredient to be protein at all times. Protein percentage 36%. As you can see, the previous one was 33%, but this one is 36%. And let's go over to the website and go ahead and check it out. So Taste of the Wild, this is on chewy.com. Again, I'll put a link in the description where you can actually see the ingredients right here. As we zoom in, ooh, it's a little blurry. Now, ingredients: water buffalo, lamb meal, chicken meal, sweet potatoes, peas, pea flour, chicken fat, egg product, roasted bison, roasted venison, beef, natural flavor, tomato pumice, ocean fish meal, salt, and so on and so forth. It gets a little blurry. I can't read it, but this is really good stuff. You see how it has a lot of some proteins up here: water buffalo, lamb meal, chicken meal. The first three ingredients is a protein, which I really appreciate. And then they have some carbs in here: sweet potatoes, peas, pea flour, chicken, egg product, roasted bison, and so on and forth. It's definitely something you should try out. Again, it's affordable and you can get on a subscription plan. I'm not affiliated with them. Just letting you know what I think about this company and this dog food. And as we go down the pets table, now this one on their website, it doesn't have a whole bunch on, what the exact ingredients. I think this one tailors it specific to your dog, but it gives you a breakdown, what's inside. This is more of like a fresh dog meal, but it really just depends on the subscription you get and how you build it and tailor it to your dog. But as we go through here, the pets table, it has two recipes: chicken and sweet potato. It has 29% protein, 35% fat, and 28% estimated carbs. Now, I would like to see that protein just a little bit higher, but this is a fresh dog food and it has a good ratio. So that's why I think it's still a great dog food that you could try for your dog. Main ingredients: chicken, then carrots, sweet potato, coconut oil, and sunflower oil. Now, last but not least is Spot and Tango Unkibble. Now, it has 3 dry recipes in there. It has 26% protein, 17% fat, and 49% estimated carbs. Now, these carbs are a little high, I will admit, but it's still stuff that is good carbs. It's not just all kinds of filler stuff that is not beneficial for your dog. The main ingredients: chicken, brown rice, sweet potatoes, carrots, and apples. It has 26% protein, perfect for all life stages. Now, as we go and check it out, it's fresh dog food and it's stuff that you could tailor to your dog. Real ingredients is what really stands out to me on these kind of dog foods. They also have a personalized plan just for your pup. And that is the top 5 that I have right now. Now, I'm not saying that these are set in stone. These are obviously going to change year to year, and especially with, the recalls that happen on dog food. And it also depends on what your dog can actually eat. Just like human beings, we have allergies and stuff, and your dog is probably going to have some of that too. It really just depends on their health, and it's important to do the health checkups. I highly advise you to go and check out this website, Dog Food Advisor. I am not sponsored by them again, but it gives you actual best dog foods, budget friendly, dry foods, wet foods, and it also has recalls on here, which I thought was really amazing. So if you go to recalls, let's just go ahead and check it out right now. So recalls, we have the Viva recalls. Pedigree is a huge one. They did a pedigree recall. Which one is this? It has metal contamination. This is a big kibble that I see a lot of people are feeding their dog. It might be a certain type of kibble, but a potential loose metal contamination is not good at all. It's 315 bags of pedigree adult complete nutrition, grilled and steak vegetable flavor. So if you have that, if you're currently feeding that, you might want to, see if you want to or turn that in or stop feeding your dog that. but they have Blue Ridge beef. It shows you a bunch of recalls that are in dog food right now. And you can see this huge list. Look at that. Purina is another one. Purina has elevated levels of vitamin D. Now, it's very important to go through this list as well because you might be feeding your dog this as we know it. And it's really easy for people to think like, we have a dog is a dog. You're just going to feed it and it is what it is, But first of all, they could taste, obviously. So they're having the same processed food over and over again, which gets boring. And then if they have the same processed food, that's the reason why a bunch of dogs are dying from like cancer or getting, bad joints over time, developing these diseases because they've been eating the same food over and over again. And I know how hard it is to feed your dog some fresh, healthy food. It's hard to do it for ourselves as well. If we could barely do it for ourselves, then it's hard to do it for your dog. I understand. But that's the reason why I came with this list that's a lot more affordable than buying these high luxurious dog foods that might be just as good as this whole list that I put together right here. So something to check out. And I highly advise you to go and check out this website. Look at the recalls on here and see if this could be beneficial towards you, which I found really beneficial towards me. Now, these are some good kibbles that I have found, and if you're interested in any of these, I have no affiliations to them. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. These are just some that I found. I'll put the link in the description where you could go and check them out, and make sure you do your due diligence, of course, what best fits your dog, allergies, things that they react to. Every dog is different, and I want you to do your due diligence. But these are some of the ones that I have found that I thought will be great, and I can relay that message to you. Now make sure you subscribe because I am going to go over some of the best fresh dog food companies and fresh raw food companies. So make sure you subscribe below so you don't miss that video and get all the knowledge on feeding your dog that type of food. If you like this video, also make sure you hit that like button, and I will see you guys on the next video. I am out.